Hello and welcome to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field here in the shadow of the Rose Bowl in the beautiful city of Pasadena, California, where tonight we will have some Friday night light Arroyo Seco Saint baseball facing off against the visiting Orange County Riptide for the first time this season. And tomorrow night we'll have a little flip of the stadium, but same two teams, Saints going to visit the Riptide in Great Park. Good evening, everybody. My name is Riley Horn, and I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Sydney Ferris. Sydney, back again. We are once again on the call for some Saints baseball, where tonight, looking to extend upon that winning streak for the Saints, it's going to be Max Newhart up on the mound.
This is going to be Newhart's third overall appearance, first start for the Saints this year. He's thrown 3 innings for the Saints throughout the 2025 season.
Leading off for the Riptide, it's Bradley Navarro, the left fielder. Batting second, third baseman Jake Evans. Third, first baseman Jonathan Rodriguez. Batting fourth, it's the shortstop Camden Sauce. Batting fifth, second baseman Ben Castelli. Sixth, Reed Montgomery in center field. Designated hitter Colby Moran. Seventh, Zach Crandall, the backstop. Batting eighth, Riley Hunsaker, the right fielder. Rounding things out as the second leadoff man. First pitch to Navarro, ripped down the right field line. That one's going to be extra bases. He rounds first, heads for second, peeking over to third. He's going to head for it. Finally getting to it out in right field is Joey Milto, throwing it in. And a lead-off triple for Bradley Navarro gets things started hot for the OC Riptide.
No other way the Riptide wants to start this game with their leadoff hitter not wasting any time on the first pitch of the game, putting himself in scoring position, plus 90.
Officially a 6-13 first pitch. Defensively for the Saints tonight, like we mentioned on the mound, is Max Newhart, completing the battery with him behind home plate. Johnny Garber, outfield left to right, it's Hayworth, Little, and Milto. Infield left to right, Freer, Enright, Lopez, and Medella. Currently they are playing back after the leadoff triple. Still a lot of game left to be played after all. That was just the leadoff batter. So a lot of game left to get potentially that run back, who is now standing 90 feet away. For the third baseman and two-hole hitter, Jake Evans.
Evans is out of Cal State Long Beach. He's 2 for 4 in the CCL season so far with an RBI and 3 walks.
Takes strike one, moves it to 1-1. Evans definitely a very patient hitter.
In 2025 as a freshman for the Dirtbags, he started 27 out of 33 appearances, playing both second and third base. He recorded 19 hits and 99 at-bats with 4 doubles and 3 home runs.
I want a 2-1 count. 4 at-bats so far on the season, but 8 total plate appearances. 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch. He chops it over to third, popping out of the glove of Freer. He fires over to first. And in time to get Jake Evans. A big stretch there by Levi Medella, and a great job by Freer to stick with it to secure the first out.
Really nice recovery by Freer there. Runner can't go anywhere on the ball hit to our third baseman.
A good read by Navarro as well. You know, had he taken off on that high chop, likely he would have been safe as the ball popped out of Freer's glove. But right at the third baseman with a little bit of chop, he decided to put on the brakes. This one, broken bat, line drive over to Lopez, and he makes the grab and almost has to dodge the bat as well. Bat flew all the way out to second base, almost on the outfield grass. Jonathan Rodriguez goes down first pitch swinging with a line out.
So the Riptide quickly in a position to leave their leadoff runner on third base.
Bat finally retrieved. You know, I've seen a handful of broken bats. I've yet to really see a broken bat be that so close to the knob. I mean, pretty much all that was left was what Jonathan Rodriguez had in his hands. just a couple inches or so. First pitch, breaker in there to Camden Sos, the shortstop rather.
Sos made 7 appearances on the year for Texas Christian University.
Gonna take ball 1, moves it even at 1 apiece. Sos, the shortstop tonight for the Riptide, listed more so as a third baseman so far on the season, summer season rather. He's 143 average, just 2 hits in his 14 at-bats. He takes strike 2 on the low outside corner.
Sos has walked 5 times, also struck out 4, 2 RBIs this season as well.
Yeah, 40 walks on the season as a team so far for the Riptide. Definitely a lot of patient hitters throughout the lineup. 1-2 in the dirt. Blocked by Garber. Spits a little to his left, but not enough for Navarro over on third to take home. Two and two count, 2 outs. Leadoff triple by Bradley Navarro. He still awaits on third base. The delivery from Newhart. Grounder over to short. Enright on it. Fields throws. And in time, a leadoff triple left stranded. OC Riptide can't quite get ahead. Saints looking to have some different odds as we head to the home half here in the first. Bottom of the first, Saints looking to strike first after the Riptide stranded the leadoff triple of Bradley Navarro on third. Looking to do so for the Saints. Lopez leading off, Enright second, Milto third. Jax Ryan getting the start at the designated hitter spot tonight in the 4-hole. Jacob Freer fifth, Lane Hayworth sixth, Garber seventh, Medella eighth, Jack Little ninth. First pitch to Eli Lopez is fouled out of play, delivered by the Riptide pitcher in Alex Ramos.
Ramos is another Long Beach State dirtbag that we're going to see here tonight at Jackie Robinson. He's tossed 3 innings and allowed 3 earned runs on 4 hits with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Facing Eli Lopez, who's having a really nice CCL season so far. 6 for 15 with 6 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks for the Saints.
Puts one outside the zone, and the 1-1 pitch fouled straight back, seemingly into the catcher. Catcher tonight for the Riptide, it's Crandall. Defensively for the Riptide, outfield left to right, Navarro, Montgomery, Hunsaker. Infield left to right, it's Evans, Sos, Castelli, Rodriguez. Like I just mentioned, Crandall behind the dish. Lopez flares one into right center field and down for a base hit. Both Montgomery and Hunsaker gave chase. None of them either to track it down. And Lopez starts things now for the Saints. Now both the top of the first and the bottom of the first leadoff hits by the leadoff men. Except last inning, it was for 3 bags. This one just for 1, but Saints definitely take a runner on base with nobody out for the shortstop and 2-hitter Trotter Enright. Takes the first pitch outside.
We have a Long Beach State battle here going on. Both Trotter Enright and Alex Ramos teammates out of Cal State Long Beach. Enright 8 for 17 with the Saints so far this season. 6 runs scored, 2 RBIs for a 471 average.
Getting in the zone is Ramos for strike 1. Ramos over at Long Beach used more so in short relief for the Dirtbags. Pretty impressive first appearance of the year. It's February 14th, opening day for the NCAA last year. He went a solid inning, gave up just 1 walk, and had a strikeout. Besides that, clean across the board. Two-one pitch down in the dirt. We're at Long Beach. Ramos' longest outing was 3 innings flat. Shortest just coming in a couple times, actually, just to record 1 out. As this one punched the other way by Trotter Enright. He continues his hot summer so far and puts 2 on board.
Great piece of hitting there by Enright to put himself on board with 2 runners on now for the Saints with no outs.
Three-hitter now, right fielder Joey Milto digging in for the Saints.
Milto's 5 for 12 in the CCL so far this season with 4 runs scored and 8 RBIs to his name for a 417 average.
First pitch outside the zone. Second offering way high and outside. Milto goes ahead 2-0. Yeah, Milto with those 8 RBIs, really the number that stands out on the stat line so far this season, 6 of which came from the Saints game against the Philippines baseball group. Milto had a 4 for 5 day.
And in that game, Milto was just a home run away from the cycle.
Swings through the 2-0. Green light was on. Now brings it to 2-1. He's got a chance to up that RBI count still. Eli Lopez on second base, Trotter Enright on first. We're going to check over on Lopez and nearly throw it into center field. Athletic play there by Camden Sos, making a leap, snagging that one.
Good recovery by Sos with Eli Lopez's speed out on second. Could have brought him much closer to scoring the Saints' first run of the game.
Zone misses way outside. Now 3-1. It's been 2 back-to-back hits so far for the Saints. That's how they got their action out on the base paths. Ramos delivers, gets back in the zone, makes it full. Ramos definitely giving a fight up there. Not one to surrender too many walks throughout this past season at Long Beach. Highest he ever gave up was 2. Payoff pitch, breaker way up in the zone, and he surrenders his first walk of the day, Joey Milto. Now it's Jax Ryan, the designated hitter for the Saints, with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Jax Ryan is making his first appearance for the Saints this year, just recently joined the team. Infielder out of Arizona State University, coming in for his first appearance in a big moment. Saints have the bases loaded with no outs.
First pitch in there for a called strike.
As a freshman in 2024, Ryan saw spot duty in the infield at several different positions, appeared in 17 games with 9 starts before he missed the second half of that season with a shoulder injury.
Now Ramos gets way ahead, 0-2. First time we've seen that today, but a good job by Ramos to bounce back after surrendering a walk, get ahead of the next batter. 0-2 in there for a called strike 3. 3 pitches for 1 out in a big spot. Now that responsibility lies on the third baseman, Jacob Freer.
Freer, the third baseman out of Azusa Pacific University, is 4 for 11 on the season with 3 runs scored and 3 RBIs with 1 walk. The Saints' last game had a 3 RBI double that turned into a Little League home run.
This one's in there for a called strike 1. Now 4 straight strikes by Ramos. Doing a good job getting back in the zone. This one just misses the outer edge. Brings it to 1-1. This one low and outside. Jacob Freer digs back in. Just in that bat ago, it was Jax Ryan from Arizona State. And Ramos got the best of him this time, but last time that Ramos squared off against the Sun Devils, gave up 4 hits and 8 earned runs, and just recording 2 outs. Had a tough outing against the Sun Devils. Also gave up 2 walks and 2 hit by pitches. But he gets the best of the Sun Devil in Jax Ryan. However, he cannot get the best of Jacob Freer. Surrenders an RBI walk to bring the first run of the game across for the Saints.
It's going to be Freer's second walk of the CCL season so far, coming in good timing with the bases loaded. Saints are going to be up 1-0 in this game. The bottom of the first inning, still 2 outs to work with.
Lane Hayworth now, left fielder. First pitch, he golfs it deep to right field. Underneath it is Hunsaker, but tagging up is Trotter Enright. He will score easily. Tagging up from second was Joey Milto. He advances 90 feet. Lane Hayworth, a sacrifice fly that puts runners on the corners and also brings one in. Saints lead 2-0.
Nice productive out there by Hayworth on the first pitch he sees.
That one hit pretty hard off the bat, but didn't carry as much as I thought it would have. First pitch to Garber in there for a called strike. Garber, another ASU Sun Devil. Almost got the best of the last Sun Devil he faced in Jax Ryan. Now looking to do the same here against Garber. Breaker inside, nearly catches a piece of Garber, but he turns out of the way and brings it 1-1.
Garber is 1 for 4 on the season so far, with 2 walks and a strikeout.
1-1. High and inside fastball. Garber fights it off and drops to a 1-2 count. 2 outs, still runners on the corners. Saints already with 2.
Garber went 1 for 3 with 2 walks against the Philippines a few days back.
And swing and a miss, strike 3. Alex Ramos recording a couple strikeouts on the ASU Sun Devils. and gets out of the inning, but the Saints strike for 2 as we head to the second from here in Pasadena. Top of the second, Ben Castelli, Reed Montgomery, Colby Moran due up for the OC Riptide as they now chase 2 here in the top of the second.
Ben Castelli attends California Baptist University. 3 for 7 for the Riptide with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs so far this season.
Sees the first one out of the zone.
Had a nice game against the San Diego Waves back on the 8th, went 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored.
1-0 pitch, just down below the knees. Now ahead 2-0 is Castelli. Newhart delivers, green light was on. Fly ball into right field. Milto underneath it makes the grab on the can of corn. Fly out, 1 out.
Number 4, Reed Montgomery.
Good work there by Newhart. Dropped below Castelli, 2-0. And got right back in there with a strike. Green light was on. Castelli swung, and Newhart got himself an easy fly out for the first one of the inning. Now it's Reed Montgomery, the center fielder for the Riptide.
Reed Montgomery, another CCL player out of Long Beach State. 4 for 13 with 4 runs scored, 1 home run for the Riptide and 5 RBIs so far. That home run came against the San Diego Bombers on June 10th.
2 swings and misses. Newhart goes ahead 0-2. A lot of Long Beach State players for the Riptide. Orange County, obviously pretty local to Long Beach. Also, a lot of summer ball and where players are sent off has to do with connections of the coaches. Breaking ball from Newhart just misses outside. Very disciplined take there by Montgomery. Newhart shakes the first one and agrees on the second and delivers. Down in the dirt. I like the idea, though, in that Montgomery already swung at a couple pitches down low. Newhart tried it again. Couldn't quite get this one in the zone. Two and two now. This one Chopped over to first. Medella handles and flips over to Newhart, fielding his position with a quick PFP and gets the second out of the inning.
Now batting is number 30, Colby Moran.
Designated hitter now for the Riptide. It's Colby Moran.
Moran's out of Hope International University, but through 2021 to 2023 competed at Northwest Nazarene University for 2 seasons under head coach Joe Schaefer.
First pitch is down in the dirt.
In the 2023 season, Moran had a batting average of .302 with 45 hits and 24 walks, 23 RBIs, 3 home runs, and 7 doubles.
Swings at the second offering and fouls it out of play. One and one count to Moran. Newhart comes set. Down in the dirt once again. Now 2-1. Moran fouls the 2-1 high and out of play. Now brings it to 2-2 with 2 outs. Colby Moran looking to start something with 2 outs here for the Riptide. Newhart delivers. Just tapped foul. Colby Moran, the designated hitter for the Riptide tonight. Had to double check that there was no relation to Ethan Moran of the Saints. Doesn't look like there is, just the same last name. Newhart once again with the 2-2 and down in the dirt. Brings it to a full count with 2 outs. No base runners though, so nothing too high stakes. But a big payoff pitch coming up here. And delivers. Grounder over to Lopez at second. He routinely gets the out at first base. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Riptide. Max Newhart with a clean second frame. Keeps the Saints lead at 2-0. They look to extend upon it as we head to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, Saints looking to improve upon their 2-0 lead. Levi Medella, Jack Little, then back up to the top of the order. Eli Lopez due up for the Saints. Once again against Alex Ramos for the Riptide.
Medella's going to lead things off for the Saints. Out of Shorter University, he's 4 for 12 with 2 RBIs in the CCL summer so far.
First pitch just below the knees. Like you mentioned, Sydney, Medella out of Shorter U, the Hawaii native, playing first base and outfield. He's going to ground the first one through the 3-4 hole and bobbled in right by Hunsaker. Medella not going to take any advantage of it, though. He'll start things off with a single. This is exactly what we saw an inning ago. Eli Lopez started the Saints off with a single that would eventually turn into a couple bases loaded situations, and the Saints would strike for 2. And Medella keeps things going. Already 1 for 1 on the day so far after that single. The last 2 games. No, excuse me. The first 2 games that he had an appearance in, 2 for 5. But then just this past one against the San Diego Bombers, just 0 for 2. Looking to start another hit streak. Second pitch, Jack Little called on the outer edge.
Little's having a nice summer so far, batting .467, 7 for 15 so far with 6 runs scored and 6 RBIs for the Saints.
Oh, 2 pitch. Grounder over to third. Handling it is Evans, but he does bobble it on the transfer. And we will await the official scoring. But with Jack Little hustling down the line, good chance that one could go down as an infield single. A lot of high chop on it. And it will go down as an infield single in the books. Back-to-back singles, getting deja vu from an inning ago. Eli Lopez started things off. He's 1 for 1, and now in his second plate appearance, takes a called strike 1.
Lopez singled in his first appearance, eventually came around to score when Jacob Freer walked with the bases loaded.
Oh, 1 catches a piece of Lopez. Once again, Saints in a bases loaded situation for Trotter Enright, who now steps up. Enright, not really a huge RBI guy. He only has 2 on this summer season so far, but he's definitely not a guy you want to see in this situation, as he is hitting .471 coming into this game, and so far today he's already 1 for 1. First offering misses high above the helmet.
Enright, like Lopez, singled in his first AB.
One-0 pitch. Line drive, left center field. Going back on it is Montgomery and Navarro. It's off the wall. Trotter Enright just feet away from a home run. Play at the plate, sliding in, safe! Trotter Enright, bases clearing double that just missed a grand slam by a mere yard.
Trotter Enright just continuing his absolute tear he's on in the CCL league so far. The bases clearing double.
Medella, Little, and Lopez all come around to score. Trotter Enright improves upon the Saints' lead. It's now 5-0. Got 2 last inning, already have 3 now. Now it's Joey Milto, right fielder. First pitch to him is outside.
Milto walked in his last at bat.
One 0, high and outside. Milto way ahead now. 3-0, still no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Milto looking for his first hit of the day to drive in and right on second. Good speed there.
He will be 4 pitched, walked. A good collection here of offense by the Saints, finding ways on in all different fashions, whether that's hits or hit by pitches or walks. They're getting themselves on base. It's now 5 straight and have safely reached base for the Saints. Already 3 runs across this inning and nobody out.
Yeah, and Milto will take that, his second walk of the day, to put himself on.
Jax Ryan looking for his first hit of the season.
Ryan went down on 3 pitches in his last at-bat.
Not looking to repeat that same history. He takes a hack at the first one but fouls it off. Ryan now down 0-1. Second offering breaker that's high and outside. Now the first ball that Jax Ryan has seen on the day so far.
The Sun Devil hit .281, recorded 25 hits and 89 at-bats with 32 games played for the Sun Devils this past year.
Ramos again missing just above the zone. Ryan gets ahead now, 2-1. Inside, 3-1. Hard to tell from here if anybody is up and moving around or even warming up in the Riptide bullpen. But Ramos definitely not on his best stuff so far here today. But he does get back into the zone and loads up the count now for Jax Ryan. Still 2 runners on base. It's Enright on second and Milto on first. Payoff pitch, line drive, left field line, down for a base hit. Enright will come in and score easily. Milto rounding third. Wave is on, play at the plate. And sliding in safely is Milto. Ryan looking to advance up to third, and he does. A 2 RBI double that extends to 3 bases after an error on the throw. Gets the Saints ahead 7-0.
And that aggressive base running is really paying off for the Saints. Joey Milto scoring, bringing in that 7th run of the game, and Ryan extending that double into 3 bags. The Saints offense just continues to impress.
Not a game this season that the Saints have scored less than 7 runs. Before 2 days ago, that number was 8. But with a 7-4 victory over the San Diego Bombers, 7 is now the floor of the Saints' offensive production. 9 runs in a loss against the Waves. And it was 8 runs against the Barons. They put up 17 against the Philippines. Put up 7 against the Bombers. Round meeting from the Riptide breaks up. Alex Ramos stays in this game. Jacob Freer now stepping up, the third baseman. Over at third base is Jax Ryan. Just had a 2 RBI double and extended the Saints lead up to 7.
That run that Joey Milto just scored was the 7th run of this game, but the Saints' 60th overall of the season so far in their 6th game played.
Swing and a miss by Freer. He goes down 0-2. Oh and 2 pitch. Breaker, outer edge, called, strike 3. Jacob Freer goes down on 3 pitches. It's the first out of the inning for the Riptide. Still a runner on third for Lane Hayworth.
Hayworth had a sac fly in his last at-bat, 1 RBI to his name today.
First pitch in there for a strike. You mentioned it, Sydney, to your point, 60 runs so far scored on the season through, I guess what you could say is 5 games. There's, kind of that asterisk on that Forster's game, as this one's a line drive, left center field and down for a base hit, and extra bases at that. Sliding in safely to second is Lane Hayworth with an RBI double. 8-0 now, Saints.
And Jax Ryan now scoring the 61st Saints run of the season so far, as the offense just continues to impress.
And the offense has been absolutely nothing but outstanding so far for the Saints. They scored 9 in a loss against the Waves on opening night. Then it was 8 runs in a win, 17 in a win, 12 in a in-progress game against the Foresters, 7 in a win on Wednesday against the Bombers, and now so far 8. And, I had the opportunity to catch up with some old buddies of mine from school on the Riptide before the game. And they asked me, what are the Saints all about? And I said, be careful of that offense. Saints have been absolutely piling on runs and racking up hits all summer long. And they are definitely continuing to do so here tonight. One and 1 pitch to Johnny Garber is fouled straight back. Now it's 1-2. Almost now in the driver's seat against Garber. One-two pitch. Chopped foul of third base. 2 Sun Devils in the lineup for the Saints. It's Jax Ryan, now the man at the dish, Johnny Garber. First time they were both up, they were struck out by Ramos. He got the best of them that time. But this time, Jax Ryan with a double off Ramos got the best of him there. Johnny Garber looking to get the best of him here. 2-2 count, 1 out. Runner goes. Inside breaker misses. There will be no interference call on the batter in Garber. Stolen base for Lane Hayworth puts him 90 feet away. Now the opportunity arises for Johnny Garber in more ways to get that run across.
It's a deep enough fly ball. Hayworth will easily be scoring from third.
Called strike 3 on the full count payoff pitch. There is now 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Johnny Garber's second strikeout of the day, the 4th by Alex Ramos for the Riptide. First pitch to Levi Medella, misses outside.
Medella actually began this inning for the Saints with a single, so that we've officially batted around here in the bottom of the second inning. Saints put up 2 runs in the first, 6 now in the bottom of the second.
Looking to make that 7 is Medella with a runner on third base. Like you mentioned, Sydney, Medella started this inning off with a single. Following him up, Jack Little hit another single. Then Eli Lopez was hit by the pitch to load the bases, and that's when Trotter Enright, with a bases clearing double, broke this one open for the Saints. Really kept things going. Since then, Saints able to tack on 3 more just this inning. Medella sees one high and outside and goes ahead 3-1.
Good hitters count here for Medella, looking to get on base and continue this rally the Saints have going.
He's going to hit a line drive into left center field. And one hopping the wall and out of play. A ground rule double by Levi Medella scores Lane Hayworth and gets the 7th run across for the Saints this inning and the 9th this game.
That was Medella's 2nd hit of the inning as well. Now seeing the Saints' 2nd ABs throughout this inning.
Saints continuing to put the pressure on here in the bottom of the 7th. And that will be the end of Alex Ramos's day. He will still be responsible for Medella out on second base. But we will have more on the new and incoming reliever right after this quick break. The batting will continue here in the bottom of the second. The Saints have already struck for 7 here to make a 9-0 lead. Jack Little, the 9-hitter for the Saints, now stepping up for his second plate appearance of the inning. Way earlier in this inning, he had a single that would put him on first and Medella on second. Medella now standing on second after he doubled in the left center gap. Now a 1-1 count to Jack Little after the called strike. We've now had 3 extra base hits going into that left center gap. One and one in there for a called strike by the new reliever in Dylan Blakey.
Dylan Blakey, hometown is Irvine, playing for the Riptide this summer, originally out of Texas Tech University. Prior to that, went to Saddleback College. Took the loss against the Foresters back on June 6th, pitched an inning and 2.
And a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Zach Crandall gets Jack Little going down swinging. The damage of the second inning is done. Saints get 7 and go up 9-0 as we head into the third frame. A new arm out of the pen for the Saints. It's Brady Nelson, St. Cloud State, coming in relief now for Max Newhart. First pitch he delivers going to be outside the zone.
Nelson started the Saints game against the MLB Academy Barons back on June 7th. Took the win in the Saints' 8-1 win, pitched 3 innings, gave up no runs, only allowed 3 hits with 2 strikeouts.
Misses below the zone, 6'3", 200 pounds. St. Cloud State University, originally from Oro Valley, Arizona. And man, what a transition that must be, going from the deserts of Arizona to St. Cloud State University in the frigid state of Minnesota. He goes behind 3-0 Zach Crandall at the dish for the Riptide. In there for a called strike.
Brady Nelson, this is going to be his 3rd year consecutively playing for the Saints.
Three and one offering from Nelson. Swing and a miss by Crandall. Brings it to a full count. Payoff pitch. Grounder over to short and right fields. Fires over to first to get the first out of Zach Crandall. That's the right fielder, Riley Hunsaker, for the Riptide, getting his first at-bat of the day so far. Saints have got 2 in the first and 7 in the second. They lead 9-0 here in the top of the 3rd.
Hunsaker is 1 for 2 with 3 runs scored and 2 walks for the Riptide this season.
Check swing, did not go around. Down in the dirt, now 2-0. Nelson fell behind Crandall 3-0 last at bat, ended up getting 2 back in the zone for a full count ground out. Now drops 2 behind Hunsaker, but gets back in there to make it 2-1. In there again for a called strike. Nelson evens it up at 2-2.
Nelson doing a good job working his way back into these counts.
Two and two with 1 out. Misses down in the dirt. Brings it to another full count. Now back-to-back batters now that have been brought to a full count.
Nelson competing out of St. Cloud State University. They compete at the D2 level. He's looking for a D1 offer this summer.
He delivers the full count pitch. It's a fly ball in foul territory down the left field line. Underneath it is Enright, who ranges all the way over to make the grab. Brady Nelson coming in. And with a lot of pitches, it was back-to-back full counts, but he gets the outs, really letting Trotter Enright get the work in. A ground out to him for the first out, and a fly out to him in foul territory for the second one. Now it's up to the top of the order for the Riptide. Bradley Navarro, the left fielder tonight.
And Navarro is 1 for 1 on the day. He actually led off this game with a first pitch triple down the right field line that didn't end up coming across the plate for the Riptide.
Nelson gets ahead of Navarro, 0-1. That one down in the dirt. We've seen plenty of times throughout the summer. Saints, you know, the pattern kind of being on a 2-inning sort of leash, if you will. Kind of going out for 2 innings, and then they'll go to the next guy in the pen. But Nelson definitely all too familiar with having some long outings. This past year at St. Cloud State, he went 8 innings at the University of Mary. As this ground ball, diving play by Lopez, thrown over to first, but just unable to handle was Medell, a little bit out of his reach. Good backup there by Nelson, But an infield single for Bradley Navarro brings him up to 2 for 2 on the day and brings up Jake Evans, the third baseman.
A nice play, nice effort there by Lopez, just unable to complete the out. It's going to keep the inning going for the Riptide.
Just to finish that thought, Nelson had 8 innings recorded at the University of Mary. He gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Very impressive outing from him, especially not on his home field. First pitch now to Jake Evans, misses outside.
Evans is 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to third in his first at bat.
1-0 pitch, breaker in there for another called strike. Nelson, 14 appearances this last season for St. Cloud State through a total of 60 innings at a 4.8 ERA. 47 strikeouts, just 23 walks. Gets in there for a call to strike 2 and now goes ahead 1-2. 2 outs, still Bradley Navarro on first base and Jake Evans at the dish. The 1-2. Breaker doesn't get the called strike on the outer edge, but a close one that likely could have gone either way. Disciplined take there by Evans to recognize that breaker that starts in the zone but bends right out of it. Nelson delivers this time in the zone for a called strike 3. Brady Nelson keeps the Riptide scoreless through 3. Saints looking to extend upon their 9-0 lead as we head to the home half. Saints 9-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third. And it's the top of the Saints order. Eli Lopez, Trotter Enright, Joey Milto due up for the Saints. It's been impressive stuff from the offense really all season long, but today especially putting up 9 through just 2 innings. They're still facing off against Dylan Blakey of Texas Tech University for the Riptide. First pitch, chopper over to short, handling it is Sos, throwing across to first for a quick first out.
17, Trotter Enright.
Eli Lopez started things off this game with a leadoff single and would come around to score. And in his second plate appearance, got plunked for a hit by pitch. Again would come around to score. This time with a ground out, moves him to 1-2, but this guy at the dish, Trotter Enright, currently at 2 for 2 on the day so far. He had that electric bases clearing double in the left center gap, hit off the wall and was just a mere couple of feet away from a grand slam.
And the Riptide's reliever, Dylan Blakey, is looking for more of those quick outs like the one he just recorded against Eli Lopez, but like Riley mentioned, doesn't really get much easier with Enright up to bat here.
Enright falls behind 1-2. In the first inning, he was the other one that scored after his single, and then he would eventually come around to score again after that bases clearing double. 1-2 pitch, just below the knees, ball 2. Enright, debatably the hottest hitter of the Saints so far this season.
Enright's batting .526 this season so far, 8 for 17 with 6 runs scored and two RBIs. The RBIs seem to really not match up the hitting stats, but he's just constantly getting on base, constantly with these clutch hits for the Saints.
In every game, including today, that he has recorded a hit, he has recorded multiple. Payoff pitch, chopper over to third, backhanded by Evans, long throw, but in time to get Trotter Enright. Great play there by Evans, the third baseman, to get that one and prevent Trotter Enright from going 3 for 3. Potential of an infield single there for him, but opening night against the Waves, he went 2 for 4, and he was held quiet against the Barons, 0 for 4 night there. Then he bounced right back the next day against the Philippines, going 4 for 5 with 3 runs and an RBI. Then a couple nights ago against the Bombers, a 2 for 4 night with 2 runs. Now tonight, already 2 for 3 with 2 runs. That's exactly what you look for, and that's exactly why he's in that 2 slot, a guy that can get on base, also with good enough wheels to come around those bases and score. Just an incredible amount of offensive production from him so far. First pitch now to Joey Milto outside the zone. Second one gonna catch the corner for strike 1.
Milto's walked twice today, also scored one of the Saints' 9 runs.
One pitch. Breaker flared down the left field line and fair for a base hit. Milto's gonna think about 2, and he's going. He will cruise in standing. Joey Milto now joins the double group so far this game for the Saints and puts himself in scoring position with 2 outs.
Saints as an offense now have 9 hits on the day as well as their 9 runs.
Now the designated hitter, Jax Ryan, steps up.
Ryan is the newest Saint out of Arizona State. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored, 2 RBIs.
Blakey in there with the first pitch for a called strike. Joey Milto now after that double, he's 1 for 1 with 2 walks.
Ryan in his last at-bat doubled and turned it into a 3-bagger on an error on the Riptide's left fielder.
Jax Ryan now gets even at 1-1. Ball upstairs. Puts Ryan ahead now, 2-1. Chopper over to Evans at third. He'll field and throw on the run. And on the money, it's Rodriguez at first for the third out of the inning. Saints finally held scoreless in the bottom half of an inning so far today, and we will head to the top half of the fourth.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score two. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball four, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball four. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in two with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And one out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the ninth for the Saints to end things in the ninth inning? What a game for the Saints.
Saints still ahead by 9. Riptide looking to chip away at that lead. Jonathan Rodriguez, Camden Sos, and Ben Castelli, the 3 due up for the Riptide, looking to do just that. Still facing off against the right-handed arm of the St. Cloud State Husky, Brady Nelson, who winds, kicks, and delivers the first one, and it's chopped straight back.
Jonathan Rodriguez out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, but a hometown kid originally from Fullerton. Has 3 hits and 13 at-bats for the Riptide this year with 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Went 2 for 4 in the Riptide season opener against the San Diego Bombers.
Second offering down in the dirt, now 1-1. Brady Nelson already with an inning recorded today. He gave up a hit and he recorded a strikeout as well. Max Newhart was the starter for the Saints this game. He went 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Quick and efficient outing by him. This one, high fly ball, and shading over to his left is Jack Little out in center field, and he makes the can of corn grab for the first out. It's now Camden Sauce, the shortstop for the Riptide, looking to try and get things started to chip away at the 9-run deficit. Sauce 0 for 1 so far today.
Bradley Navarro has 2 hits for the Riptide today. The rest of the lineup remains hitless.
First one misses low.
Alex Ramos started this game for Orange County, went 1 2/3, allowed 9 runs, 8 earned on 8 hits with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts.
This one liner the other way, but right into the glove of Joey Milto for a quick second out. And to your point, Sydney, Navarro, 2 hits on the day, and the only 2 hits for the Riptide. Evans, the only strikeout, and you take away Navarro out of the batting order. Saints have a perfect game going besides him. No walks so far issued by the Saints. This one ripped over towards the Riptide dugout. Only blemishes so far on the Saints pitching staff are those 2 hits, but giving up 2 hits in just 3 2/3 innings is pretty solid. Considering especially when you have that offense behind you that has been so strong all summer long, especially here today.
Definitely, and we were able to talk to Liam Thatcher of the Saints pitching staff a few days ago here on the broadcast, and he mentioned how great it is to have that offense backing him and all the other Saints pitchers up.
You know, that's exactly what pitchers look for, is kind of that complementary baseball where pitchers go out on the mound, they hold that other offense, you know, keep them limited, get your defense back in the dugout, and then the defense goes out and respects that outing by the pitcher by giving him some insurance runs. This one, breaker that drops down in there for a called strike. Now the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Just misses the inner edge, does Nelson. Moves it to a full count. Nelson gets the sign. Payoff pitch. Breaker. Looks like it got the knob of Castelli. So a foul ball, and we will do the full count pitch again. Nelson again delivers. This one fouled straight back. Good fight now by Castelli.
Castelli 3 for 7 so far in the season out of CBU.
3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nelson records a strikeout to end the top of the 4th. Saints still ahead 9-0 as we go to the bottom.
My name is Tyler Gordon.
My name is Adrian Lopez, and this is Riptide with the Saints.
I have Spencer Torkelson from the Tigers. He went to ASU.
I got 2009 Most Valuable Players, American Leagues at Joe Mauer, and National League Albert Pujols.
I got Lawrence Butler, rookie card actually from the Athletics.
I got Walker Buehler, signed card. That's pretty sick. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so that's pretty cool.
I got Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. Fun fact, when I went to Fenway like 5 years ago, he threw me a ball.
I got Jacob Lopez, pitcher from the Rays. Last name is Lopez. Might be related, might not.
I got Matt McClain on the Reds. He's from Orange County, just like me.
This is the Diamondbacks catcher, Gabriel Moreno.
Tanner Beebe, the Guardians pitcher.
We got an outfielder, Robbie Grossman from the Rangers.
Bottom 4. Officially 7:30 from here in Pasadena, meaning the sun is just about fully disappeared behind the hills behind us, meaning the shadows are off the field and the lights are on. It's Jacob Freer, Lane Hayworth, Johnny Garber, the three due up for the Saints. First pitch inside. Freer gets ahead 1-0. So far on the day, Freer 0 for 1. He's drawn a walk. That walk also with an RBI on top of it. Bases loaded one. So he sees one inside the zone to bring it even at 1-1.
Freer did strike out in his last at bat.
1-1, breaker high and inside. Now gets ahead 2-1.
And Dylan Blakey, the Riptide's reliever, is back out for another inning of work after he relieved Alex Ramos, the starter.
Misses way outside. Now brings it to 3-1. Three-one pitch. Just misses the outer edge for a walk. Jacob Freer takes first base. First walk of the day issued by Blakey. Starter Ramos gave up 3. Final line for Alex Ramos. The Orange County Riptide starter was 1 2/3 innings. He gave up 8 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which were earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Blakey has had a better line so far. 1 1/3 innings. He's given up 1 hit and 1 walk with 1 strikeout. Lane Hayworth, first one outside the zone.
Hayworth's 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored and 2 RBIs to his name. Doubled in the bottom of the second inning when the Saints scored 7.
Hayworth now in a 1-1 count. Freer on first. Saints with 9, looking to make it double digits. Grounder over to second, 4, never mind, a bobble by the second baseman Castelli. Would have been a tailor-made double play, but he just couldn't come up with it. Jacob Freer walked, Lane Hayworth just then reaching on an error. Now Johnny Garber steps up with 2 aboard.
And with the Saints offense as good as it is, you know, we've talked about it quite a lot tonight. You really can't give them any free passes on the bases like that. So tough error for Castelli at second.
Swing and a miss on the first offering. Gerber going down 0-1. Foul tip. Brings it to 0-2. Two count to Johnny Garber. Freer on second, Hayworth on first. Check swing. Did not go around, and the breaker just bent out of the zone. Great 0-2 pitch there by Blakey. Got Garber to think about swinging at it. Garber eventually held back, but a great location. Borderline call. 1-2. This one way high and outside and gets by the backstop of Crandall. Both runners move up on the wild pitch. Now there's 2 ducks on the pond for Garber.
It's going to be another free pass given to the Saints by the Riptide in those free 90 feet that both runners took.
Line drive, left center field off the end of the bat, down for a base hit. 1 run scores, and the stop sign is on for Hayworth at third. Johnny Garber, a RBI single to put the Saints into double digits.
Great piece of hitting there by Johnny Garber to get his first hit of the day and join in on the fun all the Saints offense has been having today.
Third game this season so far for the Saints that they have been in the double-digit runs. It's now the 63rd run scored on the season. First pitch swinging in a long strike, tailing out of play down the left field line. Levi Medella with runners on the corners.
Saints have 10 hits today. Trotter Enright and Levi Medella at the plate have 2 each.
Second offering, a called strike down at the knees. Medella behind 0-2.
Besides Jacob Freer, who himself has had a productive day at the plate, walked once with the bases loaded, twice in total. All the Saints have a hit in the lineup.
This is a chopper over to second. Opportunity again, the tag and the flip over to first. A double play for unassisted for the first out. Now 2 outs, but a run does come across for the Saints. It's now 11-0. Here in the bottom of the fourth now, Saints have only been scoreless in the bottom of the third. 2 runs in the bottom of the first, 7 in the bottom of the second, now 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss by Jack Little, the 9-hitter for the Saints. High and outside for ball 1. Little out of Baylor University. So far this season, he's had 2 3-hit games and only 1 no-hit game. Already tonight, he's got 1 hit. 1-1 down in the dirt.
Yeah, Little really having a nice season for the Saints so far, batting .471, 7 for 15 with 6 runs, 6 RBIs.
Two-one pitch down in the dirt once again. 3-1. Now way ahead. Three and 1. Foul ball out of play behind us, brings it to a full count with 2 outs. Pitch, line drive up the middle into center field, but Montgomery makes the grab on it. Saints once again strike for 2, go ahead 11-0 as we head from the 5th here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. top 5. Saints got 2 runs a half inning ago, now lead 11-0. Reed Montgomery, who just made the 3rd out of the inning, last half inning, made a grab out in center field. Now leading things off for the Riptide. He's followed up by Colby Moran and Zach Crandall. Still, again, facing off against Brady Nelson. Saints letting him go another one. Seems like he's earned it. We've seen so many times this season so far. The Saints kind of been on that 2-inning leash. Brady Nelson coming in. He's already thrown 2 innings, given up just 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Saints coaching staff letting him go out for a 3rd inning that he has earned. And he gets now way ahead of Reed Montgomery, 0-2.
Montgomery grounded out in his last at-bat. Rest of the Riptide lineup, besides Navarro, the leadoff hitter, remains hitless.
0-2 breaker just misses the outer edge. And to your point, Sydney, Navarro, the only Riptide member to have a hit. He's got 2. And on the other side of things, Saints, Jacob Freer, the only one to not have a hit so far today. 1-2's fouled back. One and 2 pitch. Line drive down the right field line, but hooking foul. Looking at the lines, Riptide, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. The Saints, they have 11 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Riptide only 2 strikeouts on the night, Saints with 5. So you could say the Riptide are winning the strikeout battle, but besides that, Saints kind of winning all the other battles. 1 and 2 count again.
We have one of those battles going right now in this count.
As the pitch from Brady Nelson gets Reed Montgomery to swing and miss for the strikeout in the 1st out of the inning. Designated hitter now, Colby Moran. First pitch, breaker had him off balance, but in there for a called strike.
Moran, the Hope International University Royals, batting a perfect 300 for the Riptide this season, 3 for 10 with 4 RBIs.
Again, off balance on the breaker, but in there for a called strike is Nelson. And Moran 3 for 10, 4 RBIs. He's also got 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Now in an 0-2 hole facing off against Brady Nelson. Pitch just misses the inner edge. Moves it to 1 and 2. Nelson delivers. Line drive, second base. Eli Lopez snares it. Makes the grab. Almost had to dive, but able to stay on his feet for the 2nd out of the inning. For the Riptide now, it is the backstop in the squad, Zach Crandall. He goes ahead now 1-0. Crandall 0 for 1 so far today.
Crandall attends UCI. Hometown is Ladera Ranch. He's a senior this year.
1-0 misses low and outside. Crandall now in the driver's seat. 2-0 count. Nelson with the breaker gets back in the zone. Now it's 2-1, still 2 outs. Down low, ball 3.
Crandall worked 12 walks for UCI this past year, batted .327 with 16 total hits and 49 at bats.
Back in the zone, gets Nelson. Full count, 2 outs. I believe that's now the 3rd time we've seen this situation. Full count, 2 outs, but nobody on base. So no fun excitement out on the base paths. And the payoff pitch buzzes the tower of Crandall, but he gets out of the way and is awarded first base with a walk.
25, Riley Hunsaker.
Two-out walk puts Crandall on first base. Now it's the right fielder 9-hitter, Riley Hunsaker, stepping up for the Riptide. First pitch, low and inside, ball 1.
Hunsaker saw action in 23 games for the CBU Lancers in 2025. Had 1 hit and 11 at-bats with 3 runs scored.
Hunsaker, a two-way guy as well. Got some action on the mound. 9 appearances, 1-0 record, 2.7 ERA. Only 6.2 innings though, so small sample size, but still good numbers. Now he's in the batting order in right field as he drives this one into left field. Hayworth going back on it, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. Riptide scoreless now through 5, and we will head to the home half right after this quick break. bottom fifth. New arm for the Riptide. It's number 48, Noah Smith from Redlands, California, CBU Lancer this past year. And now for the Riptide, so far this season, just one appearance. He threw 3 innings against the Philippines. Riptide would end up losing that game 7-8. But Smith's line from that day, he gave up 1 hit and 1 earned run with 1 walk and 6 strikeouts through his 3 innings.
Noah Smith, the 3rd Orange County Riptide to also be a CBU Lancer. He pitched 12 innings, allowed 12 hits, 7 runs, 5 of those earned, with 14 walks in those 12 innings for a 3.75 ERA.
First offering in there, second one outside for ball 1. It's the top of the Saints order. It's Eli Lopez, Trotter Enright, and Joey Milto. As the 1-1 pitch is chopped over to second. Easy play for Castelli, and a 4-3 putout gets the first out of the inning. First pitch, Enright chops it up the middle, but straight back to Smith on the mound. He flicks it over to first for the second out. 2 quick outs for Noah Smith so far. Three-hole hitter, it's Joey Milto now stepping up for the Saints. So far tonight, 1 for 1, 2 walks, and a run scored. First pitch, down below the knees for ball 1. One and 0 to Milto. Low and in, almost catches a piece of Milto, but he gets out of the way, and he goes ahead 2-0.
Milto, originally from Greenwood, in Indiana, attending Bellarmine University, batted .264 in 55 games played, started 52 of those games with 42 hits, 10 of those doubles, and 5 home runs.
Line drive, left field, well struck, but tracking it down is Navarro. 3 up, 3 down for the Saints for the first time here tonight. Second inning, they are held scoreless, and we head to the 6th. Saints still ahead, 11-0. Top 6 action from here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Saints ahead 11-0. And it's a new arm for the Saints. They're going to number 33, Tyler Herges out of Azusa Pacific University.
Herges has pitched 2 innings for the Saints this summer, allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs with 3 walks.
First pitch grounded, just catches a piece of his leather and gets into center field for a base hit. An unfortunate break there, just out of Herges' reach. But the leadoff man, Bradley Navarro, gets on base for a single. Now it's the third baseman, Jake Evans, coming up. Handful of games ago, we had the opportunity to interview Tyler Herges from here in the booth. Tyler, very cool guy. Never met him before this, but since that interview when I properly met him, we've had a couple conversations here and there. Very nice kid. Evans checks his swing but goes around on the first pitch.
With that leadoff single to begin this inning, Bradley Navarro is 3 for 3 on the day and is still the only Orange County Riptide that has hits to his name today.
The Riptide are hitless if you take Navarro out of the lineup. 1-1 pitch from Herges. He's going to line that one over towards the Riptide bullpen. Brady Nelson was the first arm out of the pen for the Saints. His line is concluded at 3 innings, giving up just 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He was in for relief of Max Newhart, who went 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. This one's chopped over to first. Medella charging, throws to second. Trotter Enright becomes the first baseman and goes into a stretch to secure the first out. Evans kind of trades places with Navarro, and he's on first base after a fielder's choice from Medella.
Good choice there by the Saints infield to get the lead runner there.
You know, on a play like that, it's always good to secure the one. You'd rather not try and stretch that into a double play. This one, a long and high fly ball and way off the net by Jonathan Rodriguez. A 2-run home run. Cuts the Saints' lead down to 9.
That ball got out of here very quickly. Jonathan Rodriguez with the Saints' 4th hit of the day overall. Their first that is not belonging to Navarro.
Rodriguez, a 2-1 shot. That one was hit high, hit far, and hit very hard. Now Camden Sauce, the shortstop. Riptide get 2 here in the top of the 6th, but they still trail by 9. Saints were able to get 2 in the first, 7 in the second, 2 in the 4th to go ahead 11-0. Now the Riptide finally not held scoreless. They've put up goose eggs through the first 5 frames. Here so far with 1 out in the 6th, they punch 2. Sauce swings and misses at both the first 2 offerings from Herges. He falls in a 0-2 hole.
Sauce flew out to right field in his last at-bat.
This one misses outside. Good pitch, though, by Herges to go to that breaker. Tried to see if he could get another swing and miss out of Sauce. 1 and 2 from Herges. Again to that breaker. Again, not a bad spot. Already got 2 swings and misses earlier in this count. But now Sauce starting to recognize a bit of the pattern. He gets 2 back and brings it even at 2-2. Fastball. Sauce thought about it, checked his swing, but it caught a piece of the wood. Do the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Tyler Herges gets the second out of the inning by way of the K.
Hurge is doing a good job recording an out directly after the 2-run home run. Now the Saints have 2 outs in the inning, still holding a 9-run lead.
This one jammed over to short, end right field, quick release, and just out of the reach of Levi Medella over on first base.
Looks like it just caught the top of his glove.
And it looks like the official scoring is going to be an infield hit, although that one could really go either way as a hit or an error. Levi Medella just potentially stretched a little too early and got caught a little bit flat-footed, and then that throw kind of just barely out of his reach. Allows an error. Grounder to second base, rather. Lopez makes the play, and the Saints get out of the inning. Riptide get 2 back here in the top of the 6th, and we go to the bottom. Saints ahead by 9. Bottom 6, Saints ahead by 9. Riptide got 2 a half inning ago. Looking to extend upon the lead. Designated hitter Jax Ryan, followed up by third baseman Jacob Freer and left fielder Lane Hayworth. The 3 Saints do up this inning.
Jax Ryan, the newest Saint that joined the team recently, 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored and 2 RBIs. 2 RBIs came off a double a few innings back.
First pitch, low and outside.
Riptide just got on the board thanks to a long shot hit by Jonathan Rodriguez.
This one skied into shallow left center field. Gonna be trouble. And coming all the way in on it is Navarro. That one looked like a toss-up, whether it was gonna be Sauce, the shortstop, or Navarro, the left fielder. But Navarro ends up tracking it all the way down for the first out. Now Jacob Freer, the third baseman for the Saints. And so far tonight, the only Saint without a hit, although he has already been on base twice. He's been walked twice, one of which was an RBI walk. And he's also come around to score 1 time as well, with 1 strikeout to make his official line so far 0 for 1. Tries to punch that one the other way, but it tails foul and out of play, and he goes down quickly 0-2.
So regardless of the no hits, Jacob Freer has had a nice productive day at the plate, made a few plays at third as well.
It's been a productive night really all around the offense for the Saints, as well as the pitching staff. Pitching staff able to hold the Riptide scoreless up until last half inning. 1-2. Long hold now by Smith on the mound. He delivers this one. Shallow fly ball on the right side of the infield. Underneath it, the second baseman Castelli. And now 2 up, 2 down so far for the Saints. It's now Lane Hayworth, the left fielder.
Hayworth 1 for 2 on the day with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Hayworth, one of 2 Saints this summer out of Wichita State. Played in 39 games for the Shockers this past season.
First pitch catches the knee line for strike 1. Hayworth 1 hit so far tonight. He's currently now, including tonight, on a 4-game hit streak in the 4 games that he's played in. This one chopped over to short, handled by Sauce, thrown over to first. 3 up, 3 down go the Saints, but they still lead by 9 as we head to the 7th frame from here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Top of the 7th. Saints ahead by 9. It's the bottom third of the Riptide lineup due up. Colby Moran, Zach Crandall, and Riley Hunsaker. Again, facing off against Tyler Herges, who's now in his 2nd inning of work.
Moran flew out to Eli Lopez at second base in his last at-bat. 0 for 2 on the day.
First pitch, and Herges gets in there for a called strike. Breaker misses the outer edge. Here in the 7th inning, Saints ahead 11-2. Looking around the rest of the CCL, Santa Barbara Foresters beat the Philippines Baseball Group 5-1 earlier today. Then now in the top of the 7th, the Sonoma Stompers ahead of the Menlo Park Legends 4-3. Top of the 7th as well, the Alameda Merchants ahead of the San Francisco Seagulls 2-1. Top of the 7th again, it's the MLB Academy Barons ahead of the Conejo Oaks 4-2. We here are in the top of the 7th as well, so all games pretty much at the exact same pace right now. 2-2 now Breaker just misses the outer edge and count goes full. Strike 3. Tyler Herges gets another strikeout and gets the first out of the inning. It's Herges' second strikeout of the night. First pitch now to Zach Crandall in there for a called strike 1.
Crandall 0 for 1 on the day.
Called strike 2, 0-2 count. Speaking of twos, there's a handful of twos across Herges' line so far. He's gone 1 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts as well. This one's down in the dirt. It's ball 1. Yet to give up a free pass, though, is Herges, but he goes with the heater. This one above the zone for ball 2. Now a 2-2 count, speaking of twos. This one again above the zone with the heater. Full count, second at bat this inning. That has gone to a full count. Last time resulted in a strikeout. And this time, Herges delivers the payoff. And again, with another strikeout, swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down, and 2 Ks so far this inning for Tyler Herges.
Herges doing a really nice job bouncing back after giving up the 2-run shot to Jonathan Rodriguez. Working very quickly, wasting no time on the mound.
It's now the right fielder, Riley Hunsaker. 9-hitter for the Riptides tonight. First pitch by Herges, breaker in there for strike 1. This one chopped up the middle. Enright Fields throws on the run. Not in time. That will be an infield single, but the ball does get away from Levi Medella. Backing up, though, is Johnny Garber. So no extra base hit, or no extra bases, rather, for Riley Hunsaker, but he is on first base after the infield single. He's now just the 3rd Riptides member to record a hit, the 5th hit of the Riptides today. Back up to the top of the Riptides order, Bradley Navarro, left fielder, who is 3 for 3 so far on the day.
Navarro led off this game on the first pitch with a triple that was left stranded.
This one flared into left field, down for a base hit. Bradley Navarro, 4 for 4 so far today. Great day out of him.
And really wasting no time again on the first pitch. Navarro's been on board, 1 triple on the day, the leadoff that began the game, and now 3 singles to his name today.
Now it's the 2-hole hitter, Jake Evans. He fouls the first one out of play. Drops 0-1. 2 runners aboard. It's the 9-hitter Riley Hunsaker on second and the leadoff man Bradley Navarro on first. After an infield single followed up by a line drive single. Big swing and a miss through Herges' breaker ball. Now it's 0-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on board. Herges delivers. Breaker low and away and misses for ball 1. Jam shot, pop fly, right side, foul territory. And making the grab is Levi Medella for the third out of the inning. Couple base runners on for the Riptide, but none cross home plate. We will take a break and stretch it out from here in Pasadena. Johnny Garber leading things off for the Saints. He'll be followed up by Levi Medella and Jack Little. Then it'll kick back up to the top of the Saints order. Saints still leading by 9 here after we come back from the 7th inning stretch. Now in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Garber 1 for 3 on the day.
He takes a hack at the first one, but it hooks foul and out of play. Still Noah Smith on the mound for the Riptide. And he's gone 2 clean innings so far. No hits, no runs, and no walks. Second pitch to Garber. He jams it foul and out of play. Oh-2 pitch. Just misses the outer edge. That's ball 1.
Noah Smith, the Riptide's reliever, back out for his 3rd inning of work. Done a good job at holding the Saints offense so far.
Line drive, fair. No, just foul down the left field line.
Looked very, very close from up here in the press box at Jackie Robinson.
You know, I thought I saw the right arm of the third base umpire flinch just a little bit. Turns out both of them went up. It was a foul ball, so we will do the 1 and 2 again. But Garber just a mere couple of inches away from a base hit there. Swing and a miss on the high fastball for strike 3. Noah Smith now has gone 7 up, 7 down in his relief appearance. That's Levi Medella. So far, he is 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. He takes a swing at the first one. Pop fly into right field. Hunsaker underneath it and makes the grab. 8 up, 8 down so far for Noah Smith. He's done a great job coming into this game. Came in an 11-run deficit And he's done all he can and more to prevent the Saints from adding on to that.
A really nice job done by the righty out of CBU. Starter Alex Ramos was tagged for 9 runs, 8 earned. Reliever Dylan Blakey tagged for 2 runs, 1 earned. Smith so far, though, through 2 and 2.
Smith gets ahead of Jack Little with strike 1. Tied him up on the first offering. Second one low and away. Little is 1 for 3 with a run scored. One and one again, misses low and away. Now going ahead is Jack Little. Two and one. Ground ball over to short. Backhanded throw across his body on the run, but legging it out is Jack Little for an infield single. Great effort there by Camden Sauce over at short, but just not enough behind it. Too much chop and too much ground to cover in order for Sauce to make the play.
Jack Little displaying his speed again, getting down the base paths quickly and keeping the Saints inning alive.
Back up to the top of the Saints order. Second baseman Eli Lopez now digs in. 1 for 2, 2 runs scored on the day. First pitch he sees catches the outer edge for strike 1. Oh, 1 now to Lopez. Ball low and away. Evens it up at 1 and 1. Swing and a miss by Lopez on the outer edge. Oh, Smith really looking to work that outer edge. Kind of comes from that sort of sidearm release. Goes all the way across the right-handed batters. 1 and 2. Tried to tail a fastball again on the outer edge. Just can't quite get it in there. 2-2, 2 outs. Jack Little on first base. Pitch. Check swing and caught a piece of the wood. Taps it back into the backstop, and we will do the 2 and 2 again. Two and two once again. Down in the dirt and away. And now we finally this game see a full count 2 out scenario with a runner aboard. Jack Little will be on the move. Got to make sure that Noah Smith delivers to the plate first. Now puts the pressure on the infield to have to throw all the way across. Payoff pitch. Chopper over to short. Sauce on it. Fires over to first and gets Eli Lopez for out number 3. Noah Smith still keeping the Saints scoreless through his relief appearance, but they still lead 11-2 as we head to the 8th.
Oh! Get out. Come on, Nick. No safe, baby.
Riptide still chasing 9. Leading it off, number 19, Jonathan Rodriguez. His last time up, he launched a moonshot over the right field wall. He's followed up by Camden Sauce and Ben Castelli. And on the mound now for the Saints, it's number 30, Daniel Tovar. We've seen him twice this year. His first pitch is fouled back and out of play. First time we saw Tovar was on opening night against the Waves. He had 1 inning pitched. He gave up 2 hits and 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. And we saw him again in that Santa Barbara Foresters game. That one currently unfinished as of now. Second pitch swung on and missed. Tovar now way ahead. Oh, 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. This one, another drive into right field. It'll stay in the yard, and Milto gets underneath it to make the grab. But again, good barrel by Jonathan Rodriguez. Unfortunately, an out for him as Daniel Tovar comes in and gets 1 batter, 1 out. First pitch upstairs to the shortstop in Camden Sauce.
Sauce, another Riptide 0 for 3 today.
This one chopped into the 5-hole, backhand Jeter throw, but offline to first base. Great effort there by Trotter Enright. Tried to look like Derek Jeter out there, but unfortunately the throw just a little bit offline that pulled Mandela off the bag.
going to be an infield hit for Sauce.
Now Ben Castelli, Riptide second baseman, got one runner on and one out behind him. Thought about going on that one, but held back the hands and it missed outside. It's ball one. Just to run you around the CCL again. Foresters beat the Philippines 5-1 earlier. Menlo Park Legends Sonoma Stompers now tied at 4 in the top of the 8th. Alameda Merchants ahead of the San Francisco Seagulls 4-1, bottom 8. Academy Barons ahead 4-2 of the Conejo Oaks, top 9. And then here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, Arroyo Seco Saints way ahead of the Orange County Riptide 11-2. As it is now a 1-1 count with one out. This one sharply through the 4-hole in for a base hit. Rounding second, going to third is Camden Sauce. Ben Castelli with a single to put runners on the corners with one out.
Joey Miltow out in right field did a good job getting to that ball quick to hold Castelli to just a single. The Riptide have a little something brewing here. In the top of the 8th inning, still down 9 though.
Now Reed Montgomery, Riptide center fielder, an opportunity to get at least maybe one of these runs back. Again, like Sydney said, they're chasing 9, so they need a lot more offensive production with just 5 outs to work with. Chasing more runs than they have outs.
The Riptide are currently sitting at 3-3 on the season, won their last 3. Saints are.
This one grounded through the 5-6 hole for an RBI single. Reed Montgomery gets 1 run back. Riptide now chasing 8, 11-3 here in the top of the 8th.
To finish the thought, the Saints are second in the CCL South, sitting at 3-1. Of course, the game against the Foresters that's currently suspended will be added to their record at a later date. Saints technically also do have a 3-game win streak behind them as well. Foresters are leading the standings at 4-0.
First pitch now to the designated hitter, Colby Moran. Catches the outer edge for strike 1. Riptide now with 3 runs and 9 hits. They just haven't had the hits in the correct times. Saints, on the other hand, 11 runs, 11 hits. And then the errors, Riptide with 2, Saints with 1. But not too big of a difference maker on the defensive miscue side of things. It's more just been about the timely hitting so far that's allowed the Saints to get way ahead. And now, speaking of way ahead, Tovar way ahead of Moran, 0-2. Still 1 out, runners on first and second. 0-2 pitch. Foul tip. Unable to hang on to it was Garber behind the dish. Do the 0-2 again. Moran awaits. 0-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 outs now. Still 2 on base. Zach Crandall now, the catcher for the Riptide, looking to potentially try and get a little bit closer back into this game.
Crandall still looking for his first hit of the CCL Summer 2025 season.
Tovar comes set, checks twice, and delivers. Catches the outer edge for strike one. Tovar gets ahead. Good work by Tovar, getting that first pitch strike. And you know, as a pitcher, it's always so important to get that first pitch strike. Oh, and 1 is flared out of play on the right side. Tovar now way ahead, 0 and 2. And in a good spot to get out of this inning and hold the Riptide to just 1 to put them at 3 across the game. Oh-2 just misses the high outside corner. Very close, borderline pitch there by Tovar. Can't do it much better than that, 0-2. Then you gotta credit Crandall, who's been behind the dish all day for the Riptide, so he's pretty comfortable and familiar with the zone. Knew that one was outside of it. 1 and 2, low and away. Evens it up at 2 and 2 with 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Tovar, 2 and 2 delivery. This one, fly ball right side, out of play. We do the 2 and 2 once again. Crandall awaits. Long look in from Tovar. He gets the one he wants. Comes set, kicks and delivers. Way outside. Now, the 5th or 6th time today, we will have a full count, 2-out situation. This time, 2 runners on base. So there's sure to be action on this next pitch. Both runners will be in motion. Infield now going to have to throw across to first. And the payoff pitch, chopped, just fouled down the third base line. We'll do it again. Crandall really staying alive, giving a good fight against Tovar. Not going down easily.
The Riptide have done a good job at least catching up to the Saints in the hit column. Now have pieced together 9 as a team. For a while it was only Bradley Navarro who was leading the team. Still leading the team with 4 hits, but was the only man on the Riptide with a hit recorded for quite a while in this game.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Daniel Tovar gets the strikeout. Riptide get 1 back. Saints lead 11-3 heading into the bottom of the 8th.
Adam Beck, Evan Davis here with Joey Craig, Saints outfielder, and we're going to do a little what's in his bag segment here. So Joey, what's in your bag?
Well, first off, let's talk about the bag itself. This is a sick bag that Arroyo Seco gave me. As soon as I got here, they gave me a bunch of gear too and all that good stuff. But let's crack this thing open. What's the temperature looking like today? Probably like 95.
Yeah.
So, I mean, starting it off, a little core hydration. You know, got to stay hydrated out here in the California heat. Got a little snack at the gas station before, a little pickup. These are just the basic little essentials. Then we got, obviously, helmet, getting us right. And then going to deeper in the bag, we got the Evo Shield elbow guard, keeping us safe from hit by pitches and stuff. Don't want to be crying on the way down the first base, all that good stuff. And then when we do finally get on base, we got the Marucci sliding mitt, so keep our hands safe, all that good
oven
stuff.
Glove.
Yep, a little oven mitt.
Do you take stuff out of the oven with it too, or just?
You know, I got my own. I got a special one at home for that, so I'm good on that stuff. And then got a bunch of different batting gloves in here. Never know when they're gonna get too sweaty or run out of grip, or you're gonna slide in the base. And they're done for. But preferably, I like the Franklin, the power straps with the extra long one right here, a little extra wrist support, all that good stuff. So,
is there superstitions with the gloves?
No superstitions for me. I mean, when I was in high school, like, I would get a hit and I'm like, I put the left one on first, I got to do it again, got to do it again. But once you get older, like, you kind of realize there's no difference whether you put the right, left, elbow guard on first, helmet. But I know some guys are definitely thinking about that when they're getting ready. Then we got a little Marucci glove.
Bottom of the 8th, Saints still ahead 11-3. New arm on the mound for the Riptide. It's number 20, Dylan Nieto, who has 2 appearances so far this summer, accounting for just 1 inning, giving up a hit in both appearances so far. He's facing up against Trotter Enright, Joey Milto, and Jax Ryan. Those are the 3 due up for the Saints. And from the Saints, we have one of the catchers here for our special guest interview. It's J.J. Kennett out of Baylor. J.J., thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
1-1 pitch to Enright, down. And now, normally in these interviews, J.J., we normally get some pitchers who, get their off days, don't go up on the mound and whatnot. And we always tend to ask how that relationship with the catcher works out. And so looking from that catcher point of view now, how does that relationship with the pitcher always shape up?
No, yeah, I mean, kind of first time catching these guys, so just formulating a relationship, like getting to know their names a little bit, kind of figuring out what different pitches do. It's kind of been the most important part. Like, everyone's super cool here. So it's been pretty easy, and just, the more you see them, the more comfortable you get with them.
2-2 pitch to Enright. Down in the dirt, brings it full. JJ, you've been at Baylor this past season, and now you're coming into summer. Again, a question that we normally ask to guys who come on here. What's kind of the biggest difference that you've seen now as a position player, sort of making that transition from, the regular college season now into the summer season?
Yeah, probably a lot more fastballs. Didn't see a ton of those to a certain degree this season, and so a little bit more fastballs. Fields are a little more gritty. You can't see as well here. Lights are kind of dark. Weather's different. It's not as hot as it is in Texas, but those have kind of been the biggest things here. At the end of the day, it's just baseball, but it's been pretty cool.
And speaking of those differences, JJ, how has it been, coming out and playing in California? Like you just mentioned, you're used to Texas.
No, it's been fun. All the guys are super cool, and then the weather's sick. Being across from the Rose Bowl Stadium is pretty cool also. So, I mean, first impression of California has been pretty good in terms of baseball. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Is this your first time being in California?
Yeah.
Like,
I've
really?
never been to California before.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, you started your career at Dallas Baptist and ended up at Baylor. That's interesting that you've never really been to California before.
Never.
So Trotter Enright goes down swinging on a strikeout. Now Joey Milto, who swings at the first one. What's your favorite thing that you've liked about California just as a whole so far?
The weather, definitely. The weather's been the best so far. And then we got a little spot near where we live called Lucky Boy. That's pretty fire also. Good eats there, so probably that. Those 2 things have been the best. The weather and Lucky Boy are pretty solid.
You mentioned this restaurant. What's been some of the other things that you and the team have been doing to kind of bond together as you guys get to know each other about a week into the season?
Just kind of chilling in each other's rooms, getting to know each other, playing different games. Those kind of things that we've been doing, just trying to get to know each other, and then going to the gym on our off days, and even in the mornings when we play. So those are the different kind of things we do around the apartments that are pretty cool.
1-2 to Milto. Swing and a miss. Dylan Nieto comes into this game in relief for the Riptide and gets 2 quick strikeouts. JJ, you mentioned, you know, playing games. Are those more video games or like card games or?
More card games.
Card games.
Yeah, some poker. A lot of poker has been fun, and then, you know, that's been about it. More card games, but yeah.
Who's the big poker guy in the dugout?
Jax Ryan handed
Really?
it to us yesterday, or his first time playing with us. Yeah, he wiped the table yesterday, so.
Good for Jax Ryan. Jax Ryan is now stepping up into the box so far on the night tonight. He's 1 for 4, 1 run scored, 2 RBIs, swings and misses at the first offering and drops behind 0-1.
How has it been talking to the other catchers on the team coming from different schools?
It's been cool. Matthew actually knows a couple of the guys that I played with at Baylor, him being a Dallas native. So that's been pretty cool. Getting to talk to Matthew, he's a super good dude. And then Johnny as well. Johnny's a cool guy also, you know. Kind of just picking their brains, seeing what they have to say, and kind of mashing it all together. It's been cool talking to them. It's a good group we have for sure.
1-1 pitch now to Ryan. In there for a called strike 2. He drops behind 1-2. Now potentially down to the last strike of the inning. JJ, before we let you go, College World Series currently going down, unfolding out in Omaha. Any predictions on who you got winning it this year?
Coastal. I want Coastal to win.
Coastal. That's now the second guy. I think Mason McDonald, we had him on a few nights ago. He said Coastal as well. Jax Ryan goes down swinging. Dylan Nieto, 3 strikeouts. He strikes out the side and gets out of the 8th cleanly. We will head to the top of the 9th. JJ, thank you for joining us. We will head to a quick break from here in Pasadena.
Thanks for having me.
Top of the 9th, final frame from here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. On the mound for the Saints, making his Saints debut is number 36, Andrew Citron, LA native, now rocking up to Pasadena to make his first appearance for the Saints out of Georgetown University.
Andrew Citron tossed 10 1/3 innings for Georgetown this past year. He made 16 appearances and tallied 5 strikeouts in those 10 innings.
And on the other side of things, the Riptide chasing 8 with only 3 outs to work with if they have any hope of extending this one. Chopped right back to Citron on the mound. He will execute perfect form with a flip over to first. And Riley Hunsaker goes down and kicks it up to the top of the lineup. Bradley Navarro now steps up for the Riptide, looking to keep things going, and this is the right guy you want up if you want to continue things. Currently on a 4-for-4 day so far. Has yet to come around and score. One of those times of being on base, excuse me.
Yeah, Navarro's really had a great day at the plate so far. Really can't underestimate him. Led off the game with a triple on the first pitch he saw. Since then has acquired 3 singles.
Putting the ball in play. He's put the pressure on the defense a couple times, legged out an infield single or 2. Been able to just make things happen offensively for the Riptide. Riptide as a whole now up to 9 hits. At one point, Navarro was the only guy to have a hit recorded. Now a handful of other guys, including Rodriguez, Sauce, Castelli, Montgomery, and Hunsaker. Now Navarro falls behind 1-2 against Andrew Citron. Delivers down low. Brings it to 2-2 now. Two and two. Fouled off towards the Saints dugout. We'll do the 2-2 once again. Navarro 4-for-4, looking to make it a perfect 5-for-5. He's not going to go down easily. Stays up there, battles a pitch off.
In 2024, Citron made 25 appearances for the Bulldogs and had a 2.45 ERA in 43 innings pitched with 36 strikeouts.
Two pitch. Drilled into right field, but right at Milto. Perfect defensive positioning for Joey Milto. Gets the second out of the inning.
Milto really didn't even have to move at all on that drive right towards him.
So Navarro unfortunately cannot keep the perfect day perfect, although still a very impressive 4-for-5 day for him. Now brings up Jake Evans. He's 0-for-4 on the day so far tonight. Riptide down to their final out, still chasing 8 runs if they want to extend this one. First pitch, breaker that misses outside and low for ball 1. This one runs inside. Citron now falls behind. Evans ahead 2-0. Nobody on, 2 outs. Saints ahead 11-3. 2-0 pitch, flared down the right field line, and foul just by a mere foot or 2. Green light was on 2-0 for Evans. He tried to fight one off, but he brings a strike onto the table. Now it's 2-1. This one catches a piece of the elbow guard of Jake Evans. He's awarded first base, and he will take it. Riptide down to their final out. Need all they can get in order to get back into this one. Evans now on base for the first time here tonight.
Gonna keep the game alive and going for the Riptide.
Responsibility now on Jonathan Rodriguez out of UNLV.
Rodriguez earlier in this game hit a 2-run.
This one, very hard hit, right on par for what you were about to say, Sydney, but foul.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Riley. Jonathan Rodriguez hit a 2-run shot that went very far and got out of the stadium very quickly. A few innings ago off Tyler Herges. That foul he just hit made a lot of noise.
Yeah, hard hit, but just tailing foul. Definitely would have been extra bases had it been fair, but defense gets back into alignment. We will do the 0-1 pitch. Spits out of the glove of Garber. Karam's a little to his left. Moving up 90 feet is Jake Evans. He's now in scoring position. Not that it matters, because Riptide would need 7 more runners in scoring position and all 8 to come across in order to get back into this one. Looking to do so is Jonathan Rodriguez, who's 1 for 4. That one, just like you mentioned, Sydney, long home run over the right field wall. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Riptide now potentially down to their final strike. Andrew Citrone coming into this game, doing good work out of the pen. His Saints debut has gone pretty well so far, giving up just a hit by pitch. The 1-2, fouled out of play. We will do the 1-2 again. One and 2. Citrone delivers. High and outside. Gets all the way to the backstop past Garber. Jake Evans moves up another 90 feet. Gets to third. But again, a lot more offense needed for the Riptide if they want to get back into this one. We are just under the 3-hour mark of this ball game. And the Saints 1 strike away from securing the victory. 2-2 pitch. Fouled once again out of play towards the Rose Bowl. Rodriguez giving a good fight. Not trying to go down easy.
Yeah, Rodriguez really making Citrone work here in his Saints debut.
2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on third. Saints ahead by 8. The pitch. High and outside. Ball 3 loads up the count. Seen plenty of full count, 2 out scenarios this game. This one potentially the highest leverage one for the Riptides. Payoff pitch. Once again, fought off by Rodriguez. He's not going down easily. Andrew Citrone looking to close the door on the Riptide. Payoff pitch once again. Fouled straight back. Rodriguez, an incredible battle now. Full count, 2 outs, top 9. Saints a strike away. This one ripped into right field, down the line, fair territory. Coming around to score is Evans. Rodriguez cruises into second. And an RBI double keeps things going here with 2 outs for the Riptide. They now trail by 7, 11-4 ball game now, and Riptide still looking for a lot more to get out of this one.
And what a battle by Jonathan Rodriguez, winning that battle against Citrone in his Saints debut. Finally got the pitch and was able to rip it down to right field for that RBI double. Now a home run and a double to his name today.
And Rodriguez able to work a full count and then spoils off some borderline pitches, finds a mistake and really punishes it. Now responsibility on the shortstop, Camden Sauce. First pitch to him, down in the dirt. Rodriguez not going anywhere, over on second.
Camden Sauce is 1 for 4 on the day with a run scored for Riptide.
1-0. Check swing, he did not go around, and the fastball down at the knees cannot get the strike called. Two and 0. Sauce now in the driver's seat. Won't pull the trigger on the low and away pitch. Now way ahead, 3-0. Not the spot you want to be in for Citrone. You got a 7-run cushion at this point. Riptide only 1 out to work with. You don't want to give up any free passes. If anything, you want to make the Riptide earn it. Don't want to gift their way back into this game. But he will surrender a 4-pitch walk, puts a runner on first and second. Brings up Ben Castelli.
And Andrew Citrone came into this game and recorded 2 quick outs back-to-back, and since then hit Jake Evans with a pitch, had the long battle with Rodriguez that ended up in him on second base currently with the double, and now the walk to Sauce.
Saints still just 1 out away from closing this game. And in with a strike gets Citrone back in the zone. Goes ahead 0-1. Pitch. Again in there, strike 2. Riptide once again down to their final strike. Top 9, 2 outs. 0-2 count now to Ben Castelli. Citrone looks in, gets his sign, comes set. Kicks and delivers. Strike 3 on the outer edge, and that will do it. Saints take down the Riptide by a final score of 11-4 in Sydney tonight. It was a great offensive performance once again by the Saints.
That it was, Riley. Trotter Enright really leading the pack with 3 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. But Jax Ryan and Lane Hayworth also having 2 hits each. The Saints as a team finishing with a total of 11 hits and 11 runs. Just another great display by them, and hopefully keeping it up tomorrow when they reface the Riptide down in Irvine.
Yeah, the offense is rolling for the Saints. On the pitching side of things for the Saints as well, Max Newhart and Brady Nelson holding the Riptide scoreless through the first 5 innings and giving up just 2 hits and 1 walk through those 5 innings. Newhart, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Brady Nelson, 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Again, just an all-around victory for the Saints and a very well-played game. Going across the lines, Riptide, 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Arroyo Seco Saints, 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. And a 11-4 victory by the Arroyo Seco Saints sets the table for tomorrow night. We're down in Irvine at Great Park. These two teams will square off once again, set for a 7 o'clock first pitch. On behalf of everybody here at Arroyo Seco Saints Baseball, we thank you for tuning in. And on behalf of our producer, Jack Bedsy, my broadcast partner, Sydney Ferris, I'm Riley Horn signing off, wishing you a wonderful remainder of your evening.